In this video, I want to show some of the cloud technology companies that I've been working with. And the first one I'm going to mention here is Render, or render.com, render.com. It's been really fun and interesting working with Render, and you can see their homepage here. What they said is Render is a unified cloud to build and run your apps and websites with free TLS certificates, a global CDN, DDoS protection, private networks, and auto deploys from Git. You can see some of the companies using it, and I think this diagram here is really nice. It's showing how Render works. You select your service type. Is it going to be a web server, a static site, which those are free, Docker containers, cron jobs, background workers, and more. Then you choose your branch from your GitHub repo, for instance, and what's your build command going to be and your start command. And you link it to your GitHub repository. Normally that's what I do. And then you deploy it. So it's pretty straightforward to get things set up. And I think this little diagram is really nice too. It shows putting all your services in one place. Your web services, your static sites, background workers, cron jobs, Docker files, private services, Postgres, and Redis. So you can do things like GraphQL and REST APIs, do create React apps, RabbitMQ, set up your cron jobs to run on a fixed schedule, and set up your Docker files, host virtually anything with custom Docker files. If you need to run internal services on a private network, you can do that also. Of course, they have the fully managed databases with automated backups, and as I mentioned, the Redis. And here's someone saying they moved from Heroku to Render, reduced their hosting bill by 80%, and their sites and databases are even faster. And in my experience in working with Render, it has been really awesome to work with, and the sites that I've deployed are very fast. So then here is a web page from the render.com site talking about Render versus Heroku. And what they said here is they've built Render to help developers and businesses avoid the cost and inflexibility traps of a legacy platform as a service like Heroku. Their customers often tell us that Render is what Heroku could have been. So this page explains why so many former Heroku customers consider Render to be the best Heroku alternative. So if you're considering this type of a move from Heroku to another cloud provider, you definitely want to take a look at Render. A few other things to note. I will make another video showing how I set up Render to deploy a Strapi admin panel and Strapi API, and then how the front end, I believe it's a Netlify app, is accessing it. And so in that situation, I use the Render disk, and that's not free, so you have to pay for the usage, but it's like $5 a month. And so I set up the Render disk to use a MySQL database, and I'll be talking about that in the other video. And here's the pricing. You can see in comparison to Heroku what your monthly savings could be: 72%, 70%, up to 80%. So if you're looking to save money or looking for alternatives, I know that the Heroku is making some pretty big changes on their platform and getting rid of some of the free offerings that they had. So you may want to take a look at Render in relation to the Heroku changes upcoming in the end of November 2022. And I think this is important here, the customer focus. Render offers all of its customers community and email support staffed by the same world-class engineers who build the platform. So if you compare that to Heroku, it's, I think, a really great deal. So here I clicked on the free plans. So you can see with Render's free plans, you can spin up web services and Postgres databases at no charge free plans are designed to help you explore new technology, build personal projects, and get a preview of the Render developer experience. And I will be showing some of those things in the other video upcoming about render.com. So they do explain in more details what the free web services entails. So you can go to their website to read about this. There are limitations, which you can see here in this list. And you definitely want to read about the free Postgres databases, because you can see here it says they are suspended after 90 days. But I had seen something on the render.com website that maybe they were going to be offering a free database that wouldn't expire, so need to kind of keep an eye on that. They have some really great documentation also on their website, so you definitely want to check that out. They have a quick start section, run your code in just a few clicks, so you can like look at this information, and then over here on the left you can see they have everything broken down into the service types, the DDoS protection, deploying your code, and then disks, which I mentioned. I'll be talking about that in another video, how I set it up to host a SQLite database, which actually runs really great. And so that's not free, but it is very inexpensive, and it does monitor your disk usage, and there are some free statistics that you can see. So definitely take a look at render.com if you're looking for an alternative to Heroku, or just another great cloud provider.
If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new content.